Avoiding the truth will not help anyone. Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do with you.
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Vimal. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show. The little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then, the troupe's financial situation. So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances. It seemed like a win-win, so I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the director. It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I realized the drink in question was synth.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes, and I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. The amount was astronomical. There was no way we'd be able to pay.
And then?
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe and it wasn't my fault. But things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day. I knew then that things must have reached a boiling point. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything. Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us? What do you mean, you were afraid? This was a life-and-death situation. We could have saved her! How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered. She was the love of my life. And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show. How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the director. What good is my apology now? I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life so I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight. Go, get lost. I don't ever want to see your face again.
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all, and how much she loved the troupe. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside. That's how you should remember her. And that's what you should be celebrating. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already? After everything she did for you?
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured? But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director O'Reilly and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said, it really puts everything into perspective.
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
So, the ending. What are we gonna do about it?
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray. The end of the story needs to focus back on O'Reilly herself. She's the true star of the show.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims. If you could find anything that O'Reilly left behind...
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on O'Reilly's true feelings.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now, and wait for our good news.
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case? But, that case has been closed for quite a while now. Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have to submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
So, this is all O'Reilly left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on her person and this tattered old notebook.
Hey! It's full of script lines! And sketches too! Looks like they show where the different props should be placed on stage.
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something in here from after she was kidnapped. Aha! I found something. To whoever discovers this diary. Let's see. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been...
Lachey took so many lives. It's still so unthinkable how many victims we have.
I guess O'Reilly must have written all of this down in the hope that... wait, it cuts off. Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She probably didn't have much strength left. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait. This part on the last page sounds strangely familiar. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Isn't that the most important line in the Little Oceanid?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision, even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troop would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration, and love, and she truly deserved it. Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thought.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face of death, then it's a meaningful way to end the story.
Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail for others to follow.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary. Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance to make this a show worthy of our director. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings. This final farewell show should be about Director Aurelie and her alone.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus. I have a feeling that this will turn out to be the most mesmerizing performance of your lives.
สวัสดีครับคุณซากุระสวัสดีครับ
How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Don't underestimate my experience.
สวัสดีครับคุณซากุระ
After
สวัส
watching
ดีค
a
รับ
countless number of musicals, I've learned one important. If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance. And aren't human emotions love, hate, regret, and hope just the most mesmerizing? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage than they are now.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Farina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to discuss.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make a proposal. During the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Huh? But then...
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. I'm just filling in for her. Besides, a role commemorating her life should be associated with her name.
Well, if you're sure you're okay with that, I have no objection to it.
Now we're talking like a serious acting troupe. All right, I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and procure a stage.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay. Our usual place doesn't need a reservation.
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary show, we need an extraordinary stage. By which I, of course, mean the Opera Epiclese.
Whoa, wait, what?
No. That's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think that Aurelie's story is unworthy of the grandest stage in Fontaine.
No, though that's not what I meant.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
ใช่เชื่อมั่นตัวเองเข้าไว้
I have no problem with it then. How about the rest of you? I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. It really is a dream come true.
ไม่ตอบซะว่าต
Then
กลง
don't
ซะนะ
disappoint me.
อย่าทำให้พวกเราผิด
If
หวั
you
ง
mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too. Come on, we'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervilette. I know just where to find him.
มันโอเคแล้วนี่ โอ้ยแสบตาโอ้ยเมื่อยโอ้ยเจ็บขยับได้ไม่ค่อยเต็มที่และกำลังเจ็บอยู่โอ้ย โอ้ยเจ็บอ่ะเจ็บมือมากเจ็บนิ้วมากขยับช้าช้า
Hey, look at that.
เห็นไหม
Looks like I guessed
เรา
right.
ดำไม่ผิดจริงๆด้วยโอเค
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Farina. And you too, traveler in Paimon. What might I assist you with
ไม่ได้
today?
เจอกันนานแล้วนะ
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event. You see...
I understand. The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed on stage. I will say, however, that the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
Huh? What do you mean? Do I look excited?
Yes. And this is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on isolated cases, all while knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom, but I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the Little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist
สี่
clear.
คนแล้ว โอ้โห คุณแม่งแสดงความคิดเห็นแบบว่ายังไงดี คือคิดอยู่ว่าจะเอาเลยไหมหรือไม่เอาไงเอาเลยมาเล่นกับผมซื้อตั้ง800อันแรกเลยครับมือสอง
I won't act or
ไม่ใช่
perform any
อันแรก
role
เลยครับ
No
อัน
exceptions.
สองคือ
Nor do I
มัน
think it is any great shame.
คือ
Because
ของแถ
we
ม
lack
เฉย
the fine actors
ซื้อใน
and inspirational stories, either on or off the
DVD
stage.
ถูกกว่า
This
นะ
experience is a
ถ้า
case in
เอา
point.
โค้ดไป
I feel
กรอก
like
ใน
I've
เว็บ
learned a
ผม
lot,
ซื้อใน
and it has already been
เว็บ
well worth
นี้
the price of
แหละ
admission.
โอ้โห
I must admit,
476
though, I'm a little envious. They're quite fortunate to be able to bid
คือ
farewell
แบ
to
บ
their
มันก็น่า
past
คิด
in
นะ
such
ว่า
a
เราจะซื้อมา
magnificent manner.
ซื้อมาใหม่ไหม
Well, I'm glad to learn that you have
ไม่
found
ถ่าย
a
สิ
role to play
ไม่ได้
the
อ่านแล้ว
occasion,
ไม่ได้อ่านแล้ว
be it on the stage
อยู่
or
ดิ
not.
อยู่ดิแทบไม่ได้อ่าน
I
เลย
sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of
กดหัวใจ
finales.
ด้วยกด
I will have my staff book the date.
โอ้โห
Mail the
นะ
relevant paperwork to the troupe once the
ทำไมเขาก
details
ด
are
โอ้โห
confirmed.
วะ
Thanks, Nervalet.
อืม
You are very well.
คุณสนับสนุนให้เราซื้อเหรอแล้วให้เรามาเล่นให้เรามาแคสนี้เหรอ เฮ้ยเอาเจ็บคือการให้ผมเดินแบบช้าๆค่อยๆทิ่มทีละปุ่มอ๋อมันไม่เข้ากับตัวผมเลยตัวผมมันชอบกดเร็วอะชอบกดอะไรเร็วๆแต่อันเนี้ยมันช้าเจ็บนิ้วก็เจ็บระหว่างขอบนิ้วต่อกันดั้มทำอะไรทุกอย่างแม่งมีแต่บาดแผลทั้งนิ้วทั้งอะไรนะถ่ายมีแต่บาดแผลด้านล่างเหรอเข้าเฮ้ยวันนี้เราสตรีม YouTube ใช่ปะสวัสดีครับนี่เป็นการสตรีมในรอบหายไปห้าวันใช่ปะสวัสดีนะ
Good
เรา
news,
กลับมาแล้ว
everyone. It's done. The Opera Epiclese is booked. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Nervalet was moved to
เราหาย
provide
ไป
us
นาน
with
เลย
a
อะ
fitting stage
แย่
for
จัง
this special performance. We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity.
ใช่คิดอยู่
But
ทั้ง
we now
2 วัน
have
เลยนะ
all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue. And last but not least,
16 คนเลย
a
อ่ะ
passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
This is truly wonderful.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse. Fiamma and I just
มาใหม่
reviewed
แล้ว
some
ล่ะ
parts
นะ
of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going to resonate with the audience now.
Wow, you two had a constructive conversation? That's great!
Communication is vital to any good performance.
เฮ้ยลืมบวก
Look at us. We've come so far. I never could have pictured this scene a few days ago.
It's amazing. Even though Farina's still
ไม่ได้อ่านเลยว่ากี่วันแล้ว
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have. We really value your input.
Hey, Loic, get over here. Time to practice the opening number.
อันนี้คือหน้าโหลดใช่ปะแสดงละคร
Cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
เธอเป็นคนบอก
This has nothing to do with her.
เรื่องนี้ไม่เกี่ยวกับ
The
เธอ
ignorance and
ผู้
hatred
โง่
of
เขา
our
และโห
people
ด
is to
ร้าย
blame.
จะได้รับ
How can
ควา
we
มเมต
hope to
ตา
win
จาก
back the
ฝ่าย
Lord's
นาง
favor if we don't change our
ยืนมาได้ยังไง
Could be
ค
useful.
นนั้นยัง
Take him hostage.
มีผล
If
ประโยชน์
Cleo wants him back,
จะ
she'll
ต้อง
have to
แส
show
ดงออกมา
herself.
เพื่อ
Leave
เขา
this
เนี่ย
place, oh little
ที่ได้
Oceania,
น้
and
ำจง
never,
มุ่งมั่น
ever look
จง
back.
มุ่งสู่แดนไกลโอ้โหกูอ่านอะไรของกูวะเนี่ยกูพายไปตั้งนานกูอ่านภาษาไทยกากเลยอ่ะ
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time. If only.
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage.
Why does it have to be now?
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage any second now.
รักตัวเองให้มากๆ ก่อน
Oh
ที่
no,
จะไปรัก
not again.
คนอื่น
But
นะ
why?
ชูสองนิ้วแล้วกดหัวใจ
They
เยี่ยมเลย เยี่ยมเลย
been
อะไร
getting
วะ
less and less effective over time. I've had to keep
คื
increasing
อ
my
คืออะไร
dose.
อ่ะ
What? I thought
คืออะไร
you
วะ
cured.
คือ
So
คุณ
they
คุณ
were
รัก
only
ใครอ่ะ
managing your symptoms?
นี่
I
นี่ตัวผม
figured
รักคนอื่นนะ
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my health.
จำไม่ได้
I'm
นะ
sorry. I've let
You... This is
เจ้า
a
อายุ
conversation
จาก
for
ไม่
another
เต็ม
time.
15 ครับ
Miss
Farina.
Farina.
Say no more. If you're
เด็ก
sick,
โฟก
you
ไง
need
เด็
to
กโฟก
rest.
วาดรูปอ่ะ
I
ทำไม
know
อ่ะ
what you're going to ask. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh,
พิกเซลเหรอ
yeah. I
จาก
think my
6
scenes
กลาย
are
เป็น
all done. Although,
4แล้วมั้ง
I
ตอน
do
เนี้ย
have one more line. But I guess another guy in the troupe with a similar voice register could take it. Why?
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale. From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that, everything's come full circle.
Thank you, Miss Farina. I'm so sorry to put you in this position after everything you said.
Never mind. What's done is
อืม
done.
ทำไมรูปโปรไฟล์เป็นอย่างนั้นนะตกใจหมดเลยว่าเป็นใครคิดว่าดาราเกาหลีอะนะ
No one likes regrets, myself included. Leave it to me.
เดินทาง
I've
ปลอด
watched you
ภัย
rehearse
ดี
so
นะครับ
many times that I've
Yeah,
learned Cleo's
yeah,
part by heart.
I
ผม
do
ดู
not
แล
know
ร่างกาย
about
อย่าง
this
ดีมากเลย
but
แขนยังไม่
please
หัก
allow me to
แขนยัง
ask
ไม่เป็น
just
ไร
one more question.
แต่ว่าเป็น
After all,
เป็นตรง
this
ระ
show
หว่าง
is dedicated to the life
นิ้ว
and
กลาง
legacy of our director.
ไม่ใช่นิ้วกลาง
What, in
นิ้ว
your
โป้งนิ้ว
opinion,
โป้ง
is the reason Cleo shines
มัน
so
เป็น
brightly?
เหมือนแผลใหญ่อะเจ็บมาก
It's her pure heart. Despite all the pain
อ๋อ
and
ชิบหายแล้ว
loneliness she
คือ
had to
คือไม่
endure,
บอกเลยอะอ้าวผมเกิดเลข 1เหรอ
she never once stopped believing in the beauty in this world.
Well said.
ไม่มีใครบอกกูเลยอ๋อ ก็ว่าอยู่
I leave Director O'Reilly in your hands.
เนี่ยเดี๋ยวไปเซตปุ่มใหม่แล้วนะ
ไม่เอาแล้วเลขหนึ่งไม่เอาแล้ว คือแบบโอ้ยเหี้ย my god เจ้าผู้กดเลขหลีที่ผ่าน
Is she here yet?
Will she get here?
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Si je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau? Me pardonneras-tu, ô chère mère? L'eau dans son courant fait danser nos vies, et la cité elle nourrit, ainsi que toi, mon doux amour.
But what about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Non, le grand amour ne suffit pas. Seul un adieu fleurira. C'est notre histoire de vie, douce et amère. Moi, je suis, serai toujours là, à voir le monde et sa beauté. Et ça ne changera jamais, jamais.
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Farina on the stage just now? She hasn't been seen for a while now, and she just appears out of nowhere? Gotta say, though, her acting skills are as superb as ever.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people recognized me. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself, even if I had no choice. Still, I have to admit that, despite everything, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Farina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on!
Oh, so it was Farina after all.
Honestly, what is he doing? He should have run that by me first.
All right, calm down, don't be mad. This was a group decision. We just didn't want your contributions to go unacknowledged. After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
Yes, I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I wasn't ready for this yet.
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so easy, you can sign them for me.
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? It nearly gave Paimon a heart attack. Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
Oh, that. I've got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it? I'll bet the audience has never seen such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder how she's doing.
Oh, let's go check on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Yes. Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went. If nothing else, we can safely say that we accomplished what we set out to do.
She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, more days of rest.
How did the performance go? Was it a success? Did the audience like it?
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Farina was on the stage. You'll probably be able to read about it in the Steambird first thing tomorrow morning.
That's wonderful. I'm so failed to see it through to the end. I guess I would try and tough it out to begin with.
No, don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, everyone's work deserves recognition. Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very It's safe to say that you made your mark on...
Well, one way or another, we did it. I've had bad luck ever since so I never expect things to go smoothly in life. I'm just happy to know that we went out on a high note. That's all that matters.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much, your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the time.
Oh, don't you start. I don't have the energy to argue with you right now.
Clearly care a lot of...
Talking about?
You mean we never stop arguing?
Any plans for the next step? Brilliant performance you put on. The reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine like wildfire. You won't have to disband if you don't want to. You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little Oceanid to the bigger theater troupes out there. Do wonders for your financial situation.
No, we should still disband.
Yeah, it's what we all agreed to.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space. But maybe our paths will cross again one day.
Hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Farina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
You should do it. It suits you. I'd originally hoped to keep performing too, but I don't know if my health will allow me to.
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order. I guess I'll hold off until you've properly recovered as well. What about you, Miss Farina? Any future plans?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever until I finally acquiesce. You rather seal fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse to a return to the stage as I'd previously imagined. Maybe Nervilette was right. Maybe Cleo is the right role for me. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself. So, maybe the show will go on for me after all. Yeah. There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, seeking only to hide the truth. But from now on, I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people and how they touch the lives of others around them. I want to watch them blossom and wither, see them refined on the page, retold on the stage, and remembered long into the future. This is what captivated director O'Reilly as well.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
Then it's a deal. If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
Dungeon. sorry. ทดมีตัวละครให้ทดลองใหม่ด้วย เดี๋ยวขอลองเล่นหน่อยแล้วกัน แน่นอนว่ามันดีในอดีตแต่ตอนนี้มันก็ดีเช่นกัน ขอบคุณมากนะครับ ฉันชอบมันเจ๋งจริงๆ Cabara.
Check this out.
Nice and spicy. motion to compel. Huh. Time for your arraignment. Incinerate.
Oh, so sorry. Here's backup. Don't get too close.
Breath of the flame.
ชนะฝนไม่ตกวันนี้ฝนไม่ตกมันรวดเร็วฉันดีใจที่ได้สตรีมมันในช่วงเวลาสัปดาห์ที่ผ่านมาใช่ใช่มันเยี่ยมมากมันเยี่ยมมาก
Adventure time.
ใจยังเดี๋ยวนะ
You're in for a little shock.
ช็อต
Let's light it up. I'm going in.
Eat this.
Try not to enjoy
Over
this
here.
too much.
เอาน้ำมาทำไมเนี่ย
Get out of here. Witness the power of Fuhua. Off we go. Everybody stand back.
Come a little close. นี่คือตัวใหม่ใช่ไหมอ่ามอ่ามอ่ามมาตราวัดแห่งปัญญา น่าจะอ่านอย่างนี้ใช่ปะอืมห้องดอกบัวไม่ใช่ไมโครเวอร์เนื้อหมาเมลอนเสียงเพลงแล้วก็วนลูปตบมือความสุขน่ารักมากมันยากความสุขขอบคุณสำหรับเวลาของคุณในวันนี้เมื่อกี้คืออะไรปั๊บนี่ไง
Excuse me.
มันชาร์จเร็วขึ้นยิงอะไรมาวะเนี่ย
Space. Behind you.
ฮึบเดินไม่ได้
No more tricks up your sleeve. No more tricks up your sleeve. Excuse me.
มันเร็วขึ้นฮิว
Try to keep up.
กำลังเทสอยู่
Come on.
ยิงไม่โดน
Coward.
ไอ้ใกล้เสร็จแล้ว
Empty space. You won this
ใกล้เสร็จปุ๊บศัตรูตีกูอ่ะนะ
Wings of darkness, come, sever night from. Don't be scared. Go.
ไม่ทันอันติอ่ะเดี๋ยวตอนได้มาคงอันติอะมันหวานไหมหวานมาก ขอบคุณขอบคุณ ฉันจะมีความสุขถ้าคุณได้รับกระสุนหัวใจและแต้มใบ cover จากฉันใบ cover เท่ากับโชคดีใช่ปะโอเคใบ cover เท่ากับโชคดีดีนะที่มันยังแบบพอเข้าใจพุ่งแล้วก็สร้างโจมตีปกติหรือชาร์จโจมตีการโจมตีจะเปลี่ยนเป็นสร้างความเหนื่อยชั่วคราวเป็นธาตุไม้อ๋อมันเหมือนเล็งก่อนอ๋อ
A process of elimination.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Flicker. Scatter. Here you are. Deflect.
Wings of darkness, come, sever.
โอ้ย
Scatter.
By royal decree.
No rest for the wicked.
หมดยังเหลืออีกตัวหนึ่งโอเคตัวอันนี้คือตัวใหม่ใช่ปะโหยิงมีปืนด้วยอ้าวสรุปใช้ดาบหรือใช้ปืนวะเนี่ยมาโอ้ยเจ็บ เจ็บมากเลยได้ไปนอนกันหมดแล้วสร้างก็ใช้ดาบด้วยนะเท่อะปืนถ้ากดแค่ E โดยที่ไม่ต้องมันมีหมดเวลาด้วย
Final warning.
Oz, reveal thyself.
Loaded.
พุ่ง
Where evil lurks, shoot on sight.
You asked for it.
Drop your weapons.
โอ้ย
Ready.
ยิงแสกหน้า
Testify.
I got you.
ระหว่างที่ยิงอยู่แล้วสลับตัวแล้วมันก็
Loaded.
มันก็ดูเร็วดีนะในการยิง
Ready.
ยิงเลือดจ้ะตายยังไม่ตาย
Loaded.
ยิงอัดแรก
Ready.
Stop right there! Justice will prevail!
ตายแล้วเหรอ
Final warning!
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
I summon thee.
No. แหมเอาหนึ่งเอาเลยเอาหนึ่งตาบอด
By royal decree.
No rest for the wicked.
I summon thee.
เอาปล่อยวางแล้วก็ช่างมันจบแล้วออกจากด่านขอบคุณมากครับอ้อยเจ็บหูคิดว่าอันแรกมันก็ใช้ได้อันที่สองเป็นเดโมคิดว่าอันที่สองเป็นแบบภาพสวยไปด้วยส่วนอันแรกเป็นภาพธรรมดาแต่ว่าเป็นของแท้ไงคิดว่าเป็นเนี่ยไม่ก็อะไรครับเนี่ยเน็ตปิงผมเองเวลาอยู่คนเดียวเน็ตจะปิงเหรอโอ้ my god จะได้เล่นไหมเนี่ย โอ้โหกลับมาในรอบหลายปีที่มันแบบมีอะไรเซอร์ไพรส์เต็มไปหมดเลยโอ้ยอย่างตัวละครตะกี้มันโยนอะไรมองไม่ทันเฮ้ตัวแทนประลองผู้ไม่เคยแพ้พ่ายที่ใช้ดาบในมือคอยประดุงความยุติธรรมของนครว่าการวันเทนโอเคเน็ตปิงเยอะมากเลยนะเนี่ยนี่แบบปิงจัดอันนี้คืออะไรจำลองโอเค ชี่ยเน็ตปิงแล้วมาสตรีมอีกเหรอเป็นไปได้ว่ะไอ้เหี้ยใช้เน็ตมือถือด้วยสำหรับผมนะ